Hey, what's up, guys? It's Shane. And today, before it gets dark, I wanted to mention that it's my neighbor's birthday today. So, happy birthday, Tommy. He would have been 24 today if he was still here. And my neighbor made a lot of bad decisions and stuff. But he was wanting to be an idiot too, but he took the wrong path and he died of heroin overdose. And it's those holidays that hit you the most. I don't usually think about it. My neighbor has been close to me since I was 3 years old, and he was always kind of a jerk to me and stuff. And over time, I just got used to people like that. I just got used to people being that way. And he's a 2014 graduate of Coatesville High School. And so he took the wrong path anyway, and he took heroin overdose, and he died from that. December 23rd, 2017, he passed away. And I didn't know about it. One of my neighbors texted me. I was just getting off of work at Wegmans, and I heard about it. And I don't know many people with that name. So his name was Tom, or some people call him Thomas. I always called him Tommy since I was 3 years old. And we used to hang out so much together. And we used to hang out a lot. And to say, it's the holidays that actually hit you the most. And like I just said, I don't usually think about it until his birthday's on 4th of July, and he died 2 days before Christmas. So, those are the only times I really think of him, but he's buried there in Coatesville, past like the Wagon Town Swim Club and all that. There's a cemetery there, and he's buried there. And he used to go to the Presbyterian church in Downingtown. But to say that, I miss him, and, I tried to help him, but I know he's one that didn't want to help. He'd just do whatever the fuck he wanted, to do. He graffitied, he spray painted in his garage. We had our times growing up, but in the end, he helped me out. And he's like, don't let people get me down and stuff. He said this about a year before he passed away. He said that to me. He said, don't let anyone get you down, because he's one that would have said something to people. I mean, not mean, he was a nice kid and everything, but he's not afraid to stand up to anyone. So if he was here, he would help me out with stuff, but I'm on my own, so I can stick up for myself. And that's what he wanted me to do in the end. He helped me out. He used to be a jerk to me for years, and I just got used to the idea of him being an idiot and an asshole to me. He was one to throw my basketball across the street when I wasn't allowed to cross the street when I was little, and stuff like that. And his mom said to go get my basketball, because I was outside my house, my old house. I had a basketball net on the garage there since I was 4 years old. And at the time, I used to hate soccer, and my favorite sport was basketball at the time. And he was one to do whatever the fuck he wanted. He took his mom's car at the age of 14, and he drove it, and he crashed it. And he was one to graffiti over his garage and stuff. And we had our times, growing up, about fighting and whatnot, but we didn't fight too much. I remember times when I was on his back when I got my trampoline, and then he got his trampoline, and we had a lot of the same stuff in common. but he did some bad decisions. He's on house arrest twice, at least 2013 and 2014, at least a few times. He was that type of person, but he was a really nice kid. He was really smart. When I switched over to Downtown West, he was just switching over to Coatesville High School then, so I don't know if you knew him. His name was Tommy Michnook. So I don't know if some people would know him or whatnot, but he was really nice, and he helped me out in the end. The year before he passed away, he said, "Don't let anyone get you down." I said, "Thanks, Tommy." So, that really encouraged me, that really helped me. And, I remember times where he was spray painting in his garage and he went to spray paint me with a can. God only knows if it was permanent or whatnot, what he used. I don't know. But he did that. He was one to spray paint and everything. And, he's like, "I don't give a fuck about anything." And about most stuff, really. And he was that type of personality. And, I tried to help him out when he was doing this, but then I didn't know what he was going through, because 2014 he blocked me on Facebook, and I was like, I didn't hear from him, till 2016, and I didn't know that he was going through 5 different programs of trying to get off heroin. And, I read about it afterward, about a year ago, on this health website that my health teacher gave me, and I started reading about it, and I was like, good Lord, he was doing shots or whatnot. Once you start shots of that stuff, it's hard to quit. It really is, and it gets addictive real fast. I don't know much about heroin, but I read about it, and to say my neighbor took the wrong path, and, I was sorry to hear that. I was really sad about that when I heard about it. And I'm gonna say, don't ever do heroin, because it is bad news, it is bad stuff. Don't ever do it. Because my neighbor is a 2014 graduate. He's only a year older than me, though. He's not 2 years older than me. I don't know who was, ditching grades or whatnot, but I know someone else in that grade, too. But I'm like, in my mind, someone is ditching the year they graduated, whether it's him or someone else. But to me, that makes sense overall, because he was born in 1995, and one of my friends was born in 1994. And I was like, how is... And then I figured out that the years are different, so that makes complete sense, that he's a year older than me, and someone else is 2 years older than me. So... But I miss my neighbor. I miss him a lot. We had fun times together, a lot. But we had our times, too. I had this remote control thing when I was, 8, and Tommy had a German Shepherd at the time, and a week after I bought it or something, and it came to my house, the dog chewed it or whatnot, or destroyed it, and I was, hitting my neighbor because of it. I didn't say anything, but I was mad, and I was yelling at him. And I was like, your dog chewed it. Destroyed the thing. The thing that I bought. It was one of those cool things that lit up at night that I had. And he had a lot of the same stuff that I did, so he had the same thing. But his dog freaking chewed it. And then, like, he used to dare me and stuff to do stuff. And so, he dared me one time to eat dog biscuits. And I did, actually, real ones. I think I was 8 again. And I think 5 minutes later, not even did I get sick. I was like, but I'm not sure if he was still at my house at the time, because we used to go back and forth between each other's houses. So when I got my trampoline when I was in 3rd grade, so 2005, he came over that very next morning, like early too, because I was already out there. And he came over, and I went flying because my neighbor was like heavy set, so I went flying. My neighbor used to come over. He just graduated from West this year, and he's 19 now. His name's Jesse. And so Tommy and Jesse and I used to always be hanging out a lot. Mostly Tommy and I. And then one day when I had my trampoline, I got my trampoline first, and then he had his. His in-ground pool was already there. And then I had mine built 2006, so I was 10. I had my pool built, and it's funny, I had the old VHS tapes, and I watched it, and you can see my neighbor Tommy there at my birthdays, and it's like so weird, these flashbacks, because my dad recorded all of them. And you can see Tommy, and like at 4 years old, and oh my god. And some of it I don't have, but on tape, but some years I was over at his house, and then he'd come over on my trampoline and stuff. And a couple years we put leaves on my trampoline, and it was so damn itchy. And then I got on his back, and Jesse was on the trampoline, so there was one time I got hurt, but not because of that. But I got hurt one time. And he came over early that day. I got my trampoline, and it was so much fun. It was so much fun. I went flying because of his weight. I just went flying like over the net. It was so funny. I was always really light too, and we had fun. I mean, we had fun times, but we also had times where we argued and stuff and whatnot. But not too much. I mean, back and forth stuff. And so we had really fun times together, and I often think about those memories and look back on it and start laughing. And there was a time when I was at his pool, we were back and forth until I got my own pool, and we built that at my house. It used to be just my backyard, the big one, and then my pool got built, so I used to always go over to Tommy's house and swim. And so there was one time he found in the pool a cricket, and he threw the cricket at me because he knew I was going to scream. So he threw the cricket at me, and I think I screamed for like 5 minutes. And every time I see a cricket now, sometimes I see him outside the front door of our townhouse at night if I'm going out, or depend on the summer too. But sometimes I see a small cricket outside the front door, and I always think of that memory first off. Like, I'm walking out the front door, like, trying to avoid the cricket. I don't think they bite. I've never looked up do crickets bite before, but I probably should. But they're just annoying. They squeak, and they jump, which kind of is the reason why it frightened me back then. I didn't realize that what that insect was back then either. So, yeah. So, he'll be 24 today. Crazy. But like I just said, he would always help me out. You know, the year before he passed away. But other years, it was like, we had fun. We played GTA when I was like 4 and 5. And I wasn't allowed to play it. My parents wouldn't let me. Of course, so I would go over to his house. And we would be playing it in the winter time. And having hot chocolate and marshmallows and playing PlayStation 2. That was the best. And then I got my first PlayStation 2 system when I was 8 in 2nd grade. So when I got my trampoline, I was age 9. Oh man, back when I was big on World Industries and stuff, and all the tech deck things and everything. I don't usually talk about it anymore, but I'm still big on all that stuff. I was really big on Tony Hawk since 3rd grade. He's always been my favorite skateboarder. You know, half these things I don't talk about anymore. I just happen to bring it up right now because of my neighbor. One time he had a ice cream cake with a Tech Dex like in the cake. That was pretty cool. And then he was giving it to his neighbors and stuff. And he used to like Tech Dex himself. Not as big as a skateboarder as I was, but we took skateboarding camp too, I forgot, up at the YMCA by the Brandywine Hospital when I was like 8. And I don't remember, but I don't think he would do the jumps and the ramps at all. He was kind of heavy set, but he was daring me to go off the jumps and stuff, and I was like, no, I can't do this. Like, I just can't. It's not me. I don't want to get hurt. So, I told him anyway. And ever since I was 8, like for his birthdays and stuff, his birthday parties, I would always have ice cream cake at his house. And then I got started on it. The Carvel ice cream cake, that's the bomb. That's the stuff. But yeah, ever since then, I've had ice cream cake every year for my birthday since I was 8 up. And when I was little, I liked cake, but what's weird is that I don't like cake anymore. Unless, you know, if I'm at someone's house, of course I'll have some. But I'm not a fan of cake anymore. And so I remember my neighbor when I was 8, I was over at his house and he would be like this behind me or doing like that, or he was just weird. I was like just laughing, you know, I was just stand there and laugh and smile about it. I wouldn't be like saying anything to my child. He's just being goofy. But it's a nice night out. I've been walking around a little bit, and I'm about to head home now and watch fireworks tonight if they go off. It's been thunderstorming all day, just about. So we'll see if that happens, but peace, guys. Happy birthday, Tommy. I miss you.